Oh, good afternoon, everyone. This bit of footage was taken in September 2018, as it says on the caption. All filmed at Noyelles and using my DJI Phantom drone. There is no sound with the drone. You would only hear the hum of the motors if there was. And the video editing equipment I have here cannot cope with any more inputs. I, as you can imagine, I had about 4 cameras, including the drone going at the time, with various ones set up. And when I will update, get myself another Mac and a decent video editing program, and then I will be able to dub the sound in, because these things were being recorded simultaneously on another 2 cameras plus the one I was holding in my hand. Sadly, once or twice you'll find there's a glitch during the video where I inadvertently paused the drone, as it were, and then it'll jump a little bit. Not too bad. You'll be able to see this engine being turned, and when I can edit the video much better, let's say, then I will be able to cut and splice, and you can see the people pushing this engine round when it's turned on the turntable and everything. I'll be able to do the split screen and picture in picture sort of thing, so, and there'll be the sound. That's me sitting on the chair, just stood up with my yellow top on, and a fairly relaxed approach to the filming. There we are. Anyway, so I'll be quiet for a little while and let this carry on, and I'll speak again a little later, probably, but only if I think there's something really to say. This clip, the battery life on the drone safely is about 21 minutes, and so once it was up there, I tended to keep it up there rather than bring it backwards and forwards type of thing. So you'll be pleased to know that I've trimmed quite a bit of it out, and I've spared you the landing process and all that type of thing. But, beautiful day, and if you haven't been to this railway, it is well worth the visit. That appears to be a glitch there, so I'd love to be able to blame someone else, but sadly it's just the usual chap. Right, time for me to be quiet, and we'll let it get on. So I won't put any music or anything on here. I did toy with the idea, because I've got the main laptop set up next door. I toyed with the idea of playing the soundtrack from that, but it wouldn't sync, not the way I would like it. So, and of course you can fast wind through at any time. Thank you very much, and I'll leave you in peace for a little while. Now the locomotive will be detached very shortly and move forward onto the turntable, which is just the other side of that crossing where the person's coming across now. And then it'll be turned ready to go. I think it's just come in from not from Le Crotoir, but from the other station around the bay where William the Conqueror set off from in 1066 and spoiled our day a little. There we are. And in one or two of the shots you'll see the puff of the Westinghouse pump, and of course when it's getting ready to go, the whistle. But, a lot more relaxed and not an abundance of yellow tops and orange tops in France. We've blamed Europe for so much, but I think we've got quite a lot to blame ourselves for. Anyway, I think we're about to move off. That's the pump, and we're away. Right, I'll be quiet again now. So, about to turn the engine. You'll be surprised how many, well, if those of you that have visited the railway, I'm sure you've seen it for yourself, the large number of gentlemen who are keen to help turn the engine, so there's never any shortage of labour for that. And well, there she goes, quick spin round. I don't think she stops for water at the crane on this occasion, and of course she's coming from Saint Valery sur Somme, so and off to Le Crotoir. Lovely moule at Le Crotoir. But, yes. Well, I'll be quiet again. Backing, here we are then with the engine backing onto the train, and in absolutely typical fashion the battery in the drone is about to give up, so I'm now landing the drone and trying to get the very last bit out of it before it goes up. So that's game over for this part, but we move on to a couple of hours later now, and the engine has just run around its train. I've been charging the batteries in the meantime, and so the engine's come in from Saint Valery, and we'll be going off to Le Crottoir very shortly. So, just in case any of you aren't aware, those what appear to be limited clearance boards down there are actually the same as a stop signal, and so you must not pass those when they're set for you, and the signals along here include those boards. I'm sure I don't really need to say that anyway. So, as you can see, the shadows are longer later in the day, and soon be wine o'clock. Wonderful. Right, time for me to be quiet again and let the engine do its stuff. Does it far better than I. So, all coupled up, and now going to put the pump on and get the air built up for the brakes. So that's where you can see the exhaust from the pump operating there. And very shortly she'll be setting off for Le Crottoir. The telltale when she's setting off will be the short blast from the whistle. So she disappears into the distance. That's the close for the 27th, and we move on to the following day, the 28th. Now I've got 2 engines in steam today, so same engine as yesterday. The blue engine will be appearing, but we've also got this green engine. I do like narrow gauge, and I do like the French. Well, I like all the railways. I'm just greedy, as I've been told so often. But there we are. As you can see, it's much earlier in the day. The sun's out the other side, and unfortunately again the camera does, well, not the camera, but the drone battery does run out sooner than I would have liked, but we've got the footage. Here's the other one coming in now, so you'll be able to see the activity. And I'll be a little bit quiet. If you look at the signal, which is just to the right there, you see it's got a square panel at the top. That is the stop signal, which we've now gone beyond, so you can't see it anyway. One thing about flying the drone is you do have to be aware of what's around it, and trees are not good for them. I've been quite fortunate. I did find a gorse bush one day though, which, I spent many happy hours travelling on this railway. If you've not been on this one and you enjoy narrow gauge, it's well worth it. It's a very relaxed timetable. Sort of on the busy day, it's 3 return trips and a couple of engines in steam. What they do like to do, which I don't think I've got in this clip, but possibly in a later clip, which it won't be in this upload today, but when the engines depart for Le Crotoy and Saint-Valery, they have a simulated race, but it's not really a race at all. There's the signal. In the off position, it's not visible to the driver, as it were, and there we are. So that's chuffing down in, and a little bit more activity. Time for me to be quiet again, and I will rework this, but I'll probably order the Mac tomorrow. There's a new version out with a very good processor that's been well received, so I think I'll sort that out then. The platform it's arriving at, this engine that's coming from Le Crotoy, is coming on to this side of the platform for the departure to Saint-Valery, and of course the other engine will be able to go to Le Crotoy, and that way they can run out parallel. They don't have to cross each other. It's very well organised. It's been going a long time. You've got the dual gauge track here, which is meter gauge, standard gauge, so that because there's standard gauge up to Saint-Valery anyway, on dual gauge like this, but that normally only gets used on like the Fête de la Vapeur, that type of thing. And Kentney Sussex, I think they've had a Terrier or a P-Class over here at some stage for one of the fêtes, and very good. So here's the green engine moving back now to get back onto its chase. That's there we go. For some reason I've decided to have a look over there. This is the deluxe operator not being quite up to speed with drone use yet, but there we are. But the robo is coming back now. Bufo, Robotel. I believe during this exchange that one of the French diesels from the SNCF comes in with a reasonably long train going up for Boulogne. This line goes through Amiens. There's also an awful lot of aggregate with the Class 66s travel along there. I hope it's not too like paint drying for you. I hope. Well, I'm enjoying it anyway. So, and of course, you can always fast wind. And, oh, I appear to be standing up. I'm not sitting in my chair. Well. That's my camping car parked down there. Which, very good thing. I am sorry there's no sound with the drown, the drone, not the drown, but so this engine's now backing onto its train, ready to go up to Le Crottoir, and the other engine will be backing down onto its train to go to Saint-Valery. Beautiful weather. Do love summer. Over the back, beyond that long granary, as it were, there, over not very far away, is a large cemetery for the Chinese who died of the flu at after the 1918 war. They'd come over, well, terrible circumstances, and many of them lost their lives because of that pandemic then. And I've walked by there a number of times, and there's very often large numbers of visiting Chinese going to the site. Looks like another glitch there, so it looks like it's going to jump. I put all these glitches down to my poor operating of the system. The track's in rather better condition than mine. There we are. Anyway, I believe we're fast approaching the end of the video. As always, the battery will be saying bye-bye shortly, which is a little bit of a shame, but it can only get better, I hope. The new one shoots in 4K. This one does 2.7K, which is very good. And it's on this one. It was a fixed focus, and of course I'm used to when I push the stick forward, the houses get bigger, and if I pull it back, they get smaller. But on the drone controller, it's the other way around. So every now and then I goof a little bit. But, not to worry. I'll pipe down for a little while. One of the things that's impressed me with the drones is how well they'll hold station. They're very good in holding station. You can see the way the the steam is being drifted by the wind there, and you know, when you stop the drone, it holds its position very well, and that's very satisfying. I think departure is imminent, and I do think we get them a reasonable way up before the drone says it's time to come home because its battery's getting tired. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed some of this, and I will review it later on when I get the new Mac and get the video software going. So I'm going to be quiet now. Thanks very much for watching. If you do like it, give it a like and share it with anyone else that you think might enjoy it. And but I'll pipe down to the end now. We're off, as they say.